Good morning, everyone. We will be discussing the assembly language programming. First of all, what is assembly language programming? The assembly language programming is a low level programming language with a very strong correspondence between the instructions and the language and architecture's machine code instructions. Assembly language usually has one statement per machine instructions, but constants, comments, assemblers, directives, symbolic labels of e.g., memory, locations, registers, and macros are generally also supported. Now we'll head on to the history of assembly language programming. The first assembly code in which language is used to represent machine code instructions is found in Kathleen and Andrew Donald's 1947 book, Coding for ARC. Assembly code is converted into executable machine code by a utility program referred to as assembler. The term assembler is generally attributed to Hikes Wheeler and Greele in their 1951 book, The Preparation of Program for Electronic Digital Computer, who, however, used the term to mean a program that assembles another program consisting of several sections into a single program. The conversion process is referred to assembly, as in assembling the source, when an assembler is processing the program called assembly time. Because assembly depends on the machine code instructions, each assembly language is specific to a particular computer architecture. Sometimes there are more than one assembler for the same architecture, and sometimes the assembler is specific to an operating system or to a particular operating system. Most assembly languages do not provide specific syntax for operating system calls, and most assembly language can be used universally with operating system, as the language provides all system call mechanism ultimately rests. In contrast to assembly languages, most high-level programming languages are generally portable across multiple architectures, but requires interpreting or compiling, much more complicated task than assembling. In the first decade of computing, it was commonplace for both system programming and application programming to take place entirely in assembly language, while still irreplaceable for some purposes. The majority of programming is now conducted in a higher level language, interpreted and compiled languages. In No Silver Bullet, Fred Brooks summarized the effects of the switch away from assembly language programming. Surely, most powerful stroke for software productivity, reliability, and simplicity has been progressive use of high-level languages for programming. Most observers credit the most development with least factor of 5 in productivity, and with the concomitant gain in reliability, simplicity, and comprehensibility. And here are some of the terminologies used in assembly language programming. First, we have macroassembler. This is an assembler that includes a micro instructions facilities so that the parameterized assembly language text can be represented by a name, and that name can be used to insert expanded text into another code. And we have open code, refers to any assembler input outside of a macro definition. Next, we have cross-assembler. This facilitates the development of program for systems that do not have the resources to support software development. High-level assembler. It provides language abstraction more often associated with high-level languages. Next, we have microassembler. It is a program that helps to prepare a microprogram called firmware to control low-level application of a computer. A meta-assembler is a program that accepts syntax and semantic descriptions of an assembly language and generates an assembler for that language. And last, the incline assembler or embedded assembler. This is assembler contained within high-level language program that is most often used in system programs, which need direct access to the hardware. Here are the difference of assembly language to the other programming languages. The assembly language requires an assembler for the process of conversion. A high-level language requires an interpreter or a compiler for the process of conversion. We perform the conversion of assembly language into a machine language. That's all. Thank you. Goodbye.